Loveline.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew. For those of you who haven't heard it before, prepare for a arduous night fraught with disappointment. Dr. Bruce is a friend of Dr. Drew's.
Don't start with me so early, knucklehead.
Knucklehead. And
5 long days.
oh yeah,
I'm not going to tolerate it this time.
Dr. Bruce will be here all week long, and I really enjoy Dr. Bruce. I give him a hard time, but he brings coffee, or at least he used to. He enjoys talking about model airplanes and cars and all the other nonsense that Drew doesn't have time for in his busy schedule. But not Dr. Bruce. He's always willing to sit around and chew the fat during the commercial about nonsense. So I'm glad to see Dr. Bruce in here, although actually I just got my fill.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to be a long week. And Bruce, you are qualified, right?
Right.
Give your qualifications.
I'm a board-certified physician with expertise in addiction medicine.
And you're normally an ER doctor, is that correct?
Right.
So in many ways, you're even more qualified than Dr. Drew, I would say.
No.
All right, well, let's just say it anyway. Static X is our guest tonight. Wayne, Tony, and Ken are all in here from the band. Last time I saw Static X a couple months ago on Loveline, the TV show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ken and I did the TV show a little while ago, and I just got to say I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. I know this is your job, and you're like probably bored of this by now, but I actually, used to work at a regular boring office job a couple years ago, and I used to listen to the show every single night. And I'm really honored to be on the show.
Well, thank you. Listen, I don't mind that kind of brown nose. I appreciate it. There's certain people, like people do this all the time. They go, that dude's just being nice because you got a TV show. I'm like, that's why I got the TV show, you a-hole. So people be nice to me for a change. That chick, yeah, she only digs you because she saw you on TV. Yes, I know. That's why I'm on TV. Were you trying to hurt my feelings? This is my master plan. Want everyone to kiss my ass. Bruce, you could do with a little of that. All right, so to be honest, we do so many of these shows, TV and radio, and they all basically turn into one show. And I talk about this from time to time. Here's how I divide the guests. I divide them into 3 categories. There's I like, I don't like, and I can't remember. I didn't know they were on the show. Static X, I remember being on the TV show. It was just a few months ago, and they fall into the like category. Now, I won't remember anything about the show, and I won't remember any details or specifics. It's just when you say Static X, I go, oh, yeah, I like those guys. So we had a good time on the TV, and I assume we're going to have a good time on the radio as well. Wisconsin Death Trip is the name of the CD. I'm told just went gold. And congratulations on that.
Oh, thanks a lot.
And, well, I don't know. Plug something while I plug. You're going out with Powerman 5000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we start that tour in Seattle on Wednesday or Thursday?
Friday.
Friday?
It's Friday.
Well, one of those days. And we're going to be here in L.A. For any of you L.A. people on the 2nd and 3rd.
Right, at the Palace. Which is a great old sort of Art Deco venue.
Yeah.
Nice, I don't know, 20s or 30s venue. And, Spider was just here from Powerman 5000 last week, and seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, the whole band they're really nice guys, so it should be a fun tour.
Mm-hmm. All right, and again, I'll give a plug. They'll be in Seattle on the 28th, whichever day that is. Then it's Portland 29th, and Frisco on the 1st, and then Los Angeles on the 2nd and 3rd, and I'll give out some of the rest of those dates as the night wears on. We'll also hear something from Static X, maybe more than one thing, but I think now we'll go to the phones.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah?
You're 15?
Uh-huh.
What's up?
I'm just having a little trouble getting a girlfriend lately, because, well, it's not completely her, but at my high school, my ex-girlfriend a couple months ago, she's just been talking a lot of bad stuff about me.
And you think that's why you're having trouble?
Yeah, in some of the areas.
I don't think so. I never subscribe to that stuff, that reputation stuff, especially with guys.
Yeah, that might work with girls, but...
What's she saying?
She's just saying I want to get laid.
Something's wrong with his testicle?
I think it's Victoria Jackson. Your girlfriend is telling other women in the high school that you're interested in sex?
My ex.
Yeah. Oh, well, stop the presses. There's a guy in high school who wants to get laid, everybody.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, she's going to be spreading the jack-off rumor.
Watch out for that one.
Yeah, that'll kill you. That killed me.
How long did you go out with her?
Huh?
How long did you go out with her?
About 2 months.
How much truth is in the rumor?
I'll be honest with you. I mean,
Well, how many times did you get laid?
None.
All right, good. Hey, Tim,
Yeah.
if you ain't going out with women at your high school, it's because they're not so into you, but it's not because of what your girlfriend is saying.
Okay.
All right. Sorry,
no,
but
it could be that she's
please.
I think another way to go is, he should just go to a different high school, go date girls at a different high school anyway. It's kind of like dating a girl you work with, Just
Yeah, but
gets a little weird.
you're not that mobile when you're 15. That's the problem. It's like you got to date the girls at your high school, and whoever lives across the street's your best friend. And that's just the way it is.
Date a girl from junior high school.
There you go. But if you do what I do, you know what I do?
What do you do?
I take a one of those what the hell those candies are? You get them at the movie theaters, nice and soft.
Juju fruits?
Goobers, Juju. Yeah, Juju fruit will work. Yeah, I get it nice and hot in the sun. And then I put it on the end of my penis, and I stick that through the chain link fence at the junior high, and then I just sit there. I don't call for people. I just...
You've done this recently?
Actually, no, milk dud. That's what works the best.
Yeah, I got to write this down.
You have a problem with ants?
Great, yeah.
Small animal?
Once in a while, you get a dog, an ant, a janitor, or a guy, but for the most part, it works pretty good.
I used to do that with licorice. Yeah, that didn't work as well.
Yeah, you can tie it, but
Right,
it
wrap around, yeah.
really keeps the pressure on. You got to keep it going because if you can't keep it going, it'll fall off. John?
Yeah,
John, you're 14.
yeah.
What's up?
I was like, at this party, like, hey, hold on, show me.
All right, we'll just hang on. Jay,
Yeah, what's up?
you're 16.
Yeah, Adam, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Friday night, I had a threesome with these two chicks, and one of them is very promiscuous, and I just want to know what are they...
And the other one's kind of prude.
The other one's a prude. Yeah, the other one's a prude. I don't know what happened.
She was home from finishing school that weekend, and
Define promiscuous for us.
All right, well, I'm just wondering, like, what's the risk of getting STDs from the chick that was very promiscuous because, like, she gave me head?
Probably the same as the risk from the other two.
well, now wait a minute. There was one other. There were two women.
Yeah.
You had two women.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna kill you when I see you, son of a bitch. You
My
understand?
first time, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah. You know, my version of a threesome was in high school. Two of my buddies watch while I whack off. That was as close as I got to a threesome.
Mine was using both hands.
I was gonna say hello and the teddy bear.
Hey, Jay, really? Did you have sex with both of them?
I had sex with one of them and the other one, and I just got head.
Oh.
How old were they?
One is 14 and one is
10.
16.
16.
Yeah,
Great.
You know, it's not cool. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. These kids have probably had some serious problems in the past with males abuse, and you're contributing to the continuation of that. And
All
people,
right. Well, listen, you're right, but he's 16. You don't know any better. He's not gonna. He doesn't care about that. He cares about the disease.
Okay, and the disease, certainly from oral sex, you can get the same disease as you get from any other kind of sex. So the chances of getting gonorrhea in the throat.
In the throat. He's not. She's on him, right? Is she on you, Jay?
Yeah.
Did you get on her?
Nah.
All right. So, how many diseases can you get as a male from receiving oral sex? You know what I mean? I mean, aren't your chances decreased quite a bit? Yes. Thank you.
It's not a good way to look at it. Your chances are decreased because you're telling him, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it."
No, I'm not. I think he should go get himself checked out, but he can sleep tonight.
Well, why is he worried about it? Does he have like some weird symptoms that he's,
That's a valid question.
Why is he worried about
Does your penis burn when you pee?
No, nothing like that. I don't have any symptoms, but I'm just like scared.
All right. How long ago did this happen?
Friday night.
Okay. First off, let me tell you this. It's all downhill from here, brother. Prostate's going to enlarge. You're going to get a nice fat wife.
You're
screaming
going to
kids.
Yeah.
So enjoy this. Write this day down in your diary. I don't know. Go get a test.
All right.
Go get like an AIDS test and some other stuff, and then put a condom on next time.
You know, I hate to be the wet blanket, but the 14-year-old especially, you're really, it's contributing to the delinquency of the 14-year-old who, obviously, this kid has had molestation in the past or abuse.
Well,
and you're setting up a...
All right, but
I think just to say, hey, this is cool, this is great, he scored with 2 other chicks at 16 is not...
As long as they're screwed up 14 and 15-year-olds are willing to have threesomes with 16-year-old guys, there will be a supply of 16-year-old guys. It'll be a never-ending supply of 16-year-old guys. Maybe 35-year-old radio hosts, too.
There are many 16-year-old guys that would recognize that as an unhealthy situation that would not go for it. More than would.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nerdlinger.
No. And
please.
Listen,
I don't know any 6-year-old guys.
I was talking to an infectious disease guy last week, and he was talking about the HIV rates and it creeping into the younger age groups. And what happens, you're not seeing it symptom-wise, AIDS-wise, for average of 8 years. So somebody's 25, that means they got it when they were 17. And
you mean people are getting it and not showing any signs for 8 years?
Right.
Wow.
I thought it was 3 to 5.
Well, it depends. Here's the scariest part. The highest infectivity that you achieve is within the first short period of time after you're infected. So you get infected with the virus starts growing and multiplying rapidly, and you're highly infectious, and at that point, even if you're tested, you're going to be negative until your body starts making the antibodies. So, and this is the time when people are usually continuing to be very promiscuous, and then when their body starts to make the antibodies, their viral load drops off, and they can be tested positive. This is usually 3 to 6 months, but that first 3-4 month period is when a lot of people spread the virus. And in young people, again, if it's after 6 hours from now, it's never going to happen. The consequential thinking isn't there. So
the kids today, they think they're so invincible. John?
Yeah.
All right, you're 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at a party a couple days ago. Never tried acid before. One of my friends gave me a tab, and I tried it, and I was tripping out of my mind, and I'm still it's still affecting.
You still tripping?
Yeah.
Oh, no! And how long ago did you take the tab?
This is Friday.
Friday.
So that's what they call an acid flashback.
Yeah, or maybe it never went away.
Yeah.
I mean, it went down for party yesterday and then just came back.
Yeah, we do hear about this, John, and Drew is always a little bit frightened by it. But I don't know, is this the first time you've done acid?
Yeah.
All right, so don't do it again.
Well, are you feeling anxious now? Are you feeling real paranoid, frightened?
Paranoid a little bit.
Yeah. First of all, 14 years old, your brain is not done setting up its pathways up there, and so what LSD does is like throwing water on a circuit board. You just that's why you see colors and you hear tracers and all that kind of stuff. But at 14, there's less stability in your nervous system to start with, and so it's going to take longer for you to come down. Some people get what's called post-hallucinogen perception disorder, and they will have problems with, they'll hear normal levels of sound, will sound deafening, lights at normal room level will seem extremely bright enough to wear sunglasses. This can go on for months or even years after they use hallucinogens. So the reason Drew is extremely fearful and anxious when he hears about this stuff being used is because we can't control the length of a trip. There's not...
All right, so what should he do, though?
You should go see... I mean, really, the anxiety...
When should he go?
Right,
should he give it a couple more days?
No, he should go probably to an emergency room now.
Really?
Talk to somebody. Because,
but what's going to happen?
He's going to talk to a counselor.
No, but what's going to happen if he doesn't?
Well,
I don't want anyone to get hurt, but I do want to be realistic. Drew always does this. Speak to your neurologist, things like that. And I'm like, Drew, the guy's on Kaiser. If he's lucky, he doesn't know what a neurologist is.
The thing to do, listen, anybody out there, if you have a bad trip, and most people, that are using acid know this, you need to be with somebody that's just going to sit with you and reassure you in a quiet place. You don't need to go to the police and say, I did acid.
He's just feeling out of it.
No, he said he's feeling anxious, a little paranoid. At 14 years old, it's not like you feeling paranoid and anxious, Adam. It's terrifying because there's not a lifetime of bizarre activity such as you may have had to base the experience on.
I don't appreciate you referring to my deviant rituals as bizarre activity.
Would you like to refer to them for us? There's a witness.
Well, the point... can he hang out for a couple of days, see if the symptoms persist, and then if they do, go to the emergency room?
Attorney for the I mean, I'm just, why not? Okay,
I'm saying he's not going to the emergency room tonight. I know he's not.
Can I ask him a question? Oh, great
right.
one.
Hurry up,
Please, control of the board. John.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody that you feel comfortable just sitting down and talking to? Have you been by yourself since this happened?
Well, like...
What have you been doing?
Mostly I just been at home, like, watching TV and stuff. But, like, there's some of my friends...
Yeah, there's the problem right there,
quit
man.
watching TV.
Stop watching TV.
Listen to Pink Floyd.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna be, if you're gonna be tripping, you might as well, have a good time at it. Yeah.
Drink some tea and listen to Pink Floyd.
Have you been able to sleep?
Yeah, I've been able to sleep, but for some weird-ass dreams going on.
Yeah. An emergency room may be very threatening, difficult to get through when you're 14, but to be able to sit down and talk about what's going on.
He is not going to go to the emergency room tonight.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go over and sit and talk to him on the phone or during a break or something. That's what he needs. He needs to just vent, talk about it.
All right. Well, you can go do that now, by the way. You can do it for the rest of the show.
I don't think it's a good idea if I'm leaving you in here with...
All right. You want to? You'll talk to John during the break, right?
I will.
All right. I got to do coke with the band, otherwise I'd go over there and talk to him myself, because I do care about the kids. Ray?
Hello?
Ray, you're 18. What's up?
Yeah. First off, I want to say, like, your show's quality. This one and the Man Show.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're both pretty bad. I have a question.
Hold on, Bruce. Bad means good,
Yeah, well, I've seen the Man Show song.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't bode with your Christian belief system.
I sort of like that.
Yesterday when I was with all these other guys who were blazing, and we were just talking, one of them said, he goes, yeah, you can get infinite from smoking marijuana a lot, just like you can with cigarettes. And I was just curious if that was true.
Here's what I know from doing this show. Apparently, it can cigarettes and maybe weed can affect some of these little blood vessels that supply the Pepe, but that's not for many, many years. You can whatever negative effects marijuana has, it will far outweigh the impotency risk.
Yeah, you'll probably get a brain tumor first before,
Well, you probably just not get a job or move out of the house.
I probably get fat from eating too much.
It tells your body, it tells your brain and your testicles that there's more testosterone around than there is, so they stop making it. So you grow boobs and you have your testicles shrink. And I guess the word you're blazing means you're smoking a lot of it every day.
Right. But listen, here's the more immediate scare here, Ray. Yeah, the addiction. Listen, all the guys I know smoke a lot of weed and always smoked a lot of weed are still living at home for the most part. And here's how it affects your erection. You can get an erection, but you're going to be the only one touching it. Because once you start getting your late 20s and early 30s, chicks just aren't turned on as much as they were about a guy who's still living at home and, borrowing his mom's Vega wagon to go down to the store and, turning in bottles for redemption value and that kind of stuff.
To buy Twinkies.
Yeah, it's really... Papers, all the guys I grew up with who smoked a lot of weed and continued to smoke a lot of weed are sort of in a little holding pattern. I don't know if they're unhappy. I mean,
hey, can we ask him what he thinks about what you're saying? And what I notice from my patients is when they're in the smoking phase, which can last till they're about 35 or 40, they are so sure that there's no problem, that the reason they're living at home with their parents is because they're doing a benevolent act to keep their parents sane or
listen,
with a roof over there.
Eventually,
keep
with
their parents high.
My friends are just waiting to turn the corner because they're like 34, 35, 36, right? Now, if they can stay at home just another 2 or 3 years, eventually your parents are living with you.
Yeah.
You see, you're living with your parents up until you're like 36, and then at a certain point, they're living with you.
Yeah.
Because they're 80, and you're taking care of them. Right. And people get that perception, It's like when you hear a guy's 29, you go, that loser's living with his mom. But if the guy's 39 or 49, you go, hey, that's a nice guy. He's taking his mom in. Meanwhile, he's still in his room with the Yoda sheet.
Mowing the yard for a salary.
But I'm sure got a Ziffy board leaned up against the wall.
This
playing
guy,
Nintendo.
you ask him, he'll invite you over to the Ziffy board and sit in the room. He thinks it's great.
I know.
So there's this delusional thing when they smoke pot. They think, oh, this is wonderful. There is no
let me tell you listen, pot is not inherently evil. You can smoke pot once in a while, just like you can do anything once in a while. No big deal. It ain't going to kill you. It's not going to make your penis fall off. You're not going to grow breasts. Everything will be fine. But don't kid yourself. If you smoke out every day, you will be stunted emotionally and financially and in every other way. And it will eventually catch up to you.
Do you really want boobs?
Right.
You don't think about that.
But on the other hand, if you're going to be at your folks' house in Stone, you might as well have some boobs.
You know, how many...
I would never leave the house.
Drew,
good point.
You've been doing this how many years with Drew, and you don't hear... You say one time is going to hurt you. The person that smokes at that one time and gets that wonderful glow in their brain, and it's like, boom, something clicks, and from that day on, that's what they want to go back to doing.
Yeah, but we're never going to talk anyone out of smoking it for the first time.
Yes, you... listen, the social...
Stop the preaching.
I'm not preaching.
So early into the show.
I've got more to say.
Oh, no.
Nice rack.
Grady. Grady.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
What's up there, Grady?
I have a question for Wayne.
Okay.
On average, per day, how much hairspray do you use?
What would lead you to believe I use any hairspray at all?
I've seen you guys live a couple of times. Pretty crazy hair.
Wayne, by the way, his hair sticks up at its highest point. I'd say highest point of the hair from the highest point of the scalp, I got to go with about 8.5, 9 inches.
Oh, thank you.
And it's not, it's not a spiky look. It's more like a cartoon scared look. In cartoons when they get frightened, it's like, oh, hair goes straight up.
That's it.
I don't think it's an unnatural look, though. I think it's
becoming. It works.
Yeah, I like it.
But obviously something is holding it up there.
Well, I can't really tell you because, the few people that have found out in the past have turned up missing.
Grady's worried about you, so he doesn't want to divulge that, all right?
All right.
All right.
We're concerned.
But listen, not everybody, I don't know, don't some people use, like, toothpaste in their hair? And
egg whites.
I've heard just about everything.
A myriad of, toothpaste and dirt mixtures.
And, people always want to tell me, too, like, how I should do my hair. Like, oh, you should try 7-Up. Like, well, do I look like I need to try 7-Up?
No, it ain't going anywhere. It is, but, I mean, you don't sport that look all the time, do you? Every morning do you wake up and deal with that?
When we're on tour, I do it every day.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you're going to play every
if
day,
I'm
right?
just sitting around the house, no, I don't do it,
No, just curlers and pink slippers?
Yeah.
That's what
Sticky
I do.
curlers.
Pink curlers, pink slippers.
Fuzzy bathrobe, Actually, he's like that on the tour bus, too.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him to quit.
With the cotton balls between the toes.
Why don't you ask Adam to take his hat off?
All right. Well, listen, if I take this hat off, I'm going to hit you like the skipper hits Gilligan. You understand? Okay, skipper. Okay, little buddy? All right, why don't you go, We're going to take a little break. Static X is here. When we come back, we'll speak to David, who's 14. He wants to know if there's any way to speed up the puberty process. We'll figure out how he can hurry up and get some hair on his back.
Adam's elixir.
And we know how much the ladies enjoy that after this. It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew, and he showed up with his game face on tonight. It's not the lovable bumbling Dr. Bruce I know and tolerate. This is the new Dr. Bruce. He's on his game. He's picking calls and taking numbers.
Like 40 packs of sugar stacked up on the table there. You're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
He's wired.
I didn't snort him this time, though.
Wayne, Tony, and Ken are all here from Static X. We will hear something off of Wisconsin Death Trip, their CD, which, as I stated before, it's just gone gold. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. We'll take a call, and then we'll hear something off that CD. David?
Yeah.
So you want to know if there's any way to speed up the puberty process?
Yeah.
Why?
Just like me and my friends want to know.
Well, you want your penis to grow?
Like hair and all that stuff.
Yeah. And you're sort of interested in becoming a man a little quicker, right?
Yeah.
All right. Bruce, steroids?
Oh, no. There's no way to speed this process up. If you take steroids, you probably delay it and...
There's not like a pill or anything?
No. This is one of the miracles of...
Hold on a second. David?
Yeah.
We're living in a wonderful time, but it's not that goddamn wonderful.
Like pills for everything?
No, they don't have a pill that help you get into puberty.
How old are you?
And if they did, they wouldn't give it to you. Troublemaker.
How old are you guys, all your friends?
14, 15, 16.
Why do you want to grow up so fast?
Yeah,
live with it, man. I mean, I know it's tough, but
trust us. Being an adult ain't all it's cracked up to be.
No. Sucks.
Yeah, it's great.
But it's
you can do what you want.
I got hair in my ears. Especially get hair in your ears.
Yeah, no. I mean, we can, as soon as you turn 20, you're going to have to go buy clippers and stuff to clipper all that excess hair.
Yeah, your whole body becomes like some sort of it's like I was going to say it's like some kind of a yard, some sort of estate that you need a gardener to go over, and the second the gardener doesn't show up for a week or two, and the whole place just goes to hell.
Yeah,
stuff growing out of your nose, your ass, your ears. It's a mess. My balls look like the chin of an old Chinaman. It's true. Gotta clip that every once in a while. I'll step on it if I don't.
If you really want some more hair, just eat lots of potatoes. And
I think he's looking for more. I think he's looking for biceps more than he is hair. And it's kind of weird because, it's funny. Like at high school, like when kids are like 15 and 16, like I remember some guys were like skinny as a rail and had a, big Adam's apple, and I'm guessing like Dr. Bruce. Pretty much just all nose and teeth, and the wind could blow them on. They're essentially women without a vagina. Mm-hmm. And then there were dudes that were coming in about 230 with a goatee.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're both 15 and a half. Mm-hmm. The one dude is 230 pounds. He's got a goatee. And the other guy is going, $115, and he looks like one of the Mandrell sisters. And it's a little cruel because eventually everyone will get caught up, but some guys make a move a little earlier than others. I don't remember those guys who were like big and hairy and stuff when they were like 14, 15 years old.
I used to want to be like that so I could buy beer.
Yeah, that was the dude who bought beer.
That was my advantage. I was that guy.
You're like the big hairy beer guy.
That was me.
Hey, when you bought beer, was there like one liquor store with some sort of bizarre ethnicity who was behind the counter, who you knew you could get the beer from if you sent the hairy dude in?
Yeah.
So you'd go to that liquor store?
Totally, yeah.
Bizarre ethnicity.
Yeah.
What's bizarre ethnicity?
The 90-year-old redneck.
I'm talking about...
I'm afraid we're going down a different road.
No, the ethnicity I'm talking about is that one you can't put a finger on. I call it the Johnny Quest villain ethnicity. Not quite sure. It could be Korean, Japanese, Chinese, a little Asian, but it's got a little Eastern European in there and a little Middle Eastern. Don't know what he is. All you know is he don't know what you are either. Right. All he knows is you got some hair on you and you got a 10 in your hand, and he's giving you the beer.
Oh, he not only would give me beer, he'd help me carry it to the counter.
That's
okay. Now that's service. That's service.
Liquor store. Yeah.
Think about what kind of effort it was to get a six-pack. First of all, it's like everybody had to ante up. You couldn't buy your own six-pack. It was like 9 guys going in on it. Everyone was in for buck. Then you either had to drive across town, go to the liquor store with the weird Johnny Quest ethnicity, or you had to stand out front until some old dude who was going to walk in was going to go buy it for you. And that was always a little dicey because you give the guy $10, he'd give you $1.50 change, and he'd give you 5 beers back. Like, hey, it's 1978. You tell me a 6-pack of Miller is at $8.50, and then there's only 5.
And he usually said something like, "It was all they had.
Yeah,
it was all you could afford."
Yeah, he'd pretty much give you a look like, "What are you going to do?
Right.
Kick my ass?" Go back and play with your pogs, you little punks. All right, so what the hell? Let's listen to something from Static X. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Get the fans pumped up. This is off Wisconsin Death Trip. That's the name of the CD, and this track is called Push It. I don't know what that song is about, but I know you're going to hell. So that's the only message I got. Static X is our guest tonight. That was just them. They'll be out with Power Man 5000, and if you're any fan of the show, you'll know that they were on the show last week. I'll tell you where you can find them, but not just yet. We'll take ourselves another call. Kyle?
Yeah.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, man, I'm from the Valley, too.
All right, what part?
West Hills. I go to El Camino.
Oh, yeah. They used to kick our ass when we played them in football.
Man, you're the... Sorry.
Well, watch the F word,
Yeah,
then.
sorry. You're the coolest, though, Adam.
Thanks.
I just like to say, Bruce, any 16-year-old would do the threesome, man.
Yeah.
So,
especially you, right, Kyle?
You know it, man.
Okay. Hey, Kyle, let me tell you, let me give you your 2 or 3 year mission. Get out of high school and move from the West Hills.
Yeah, dude. you're telling me.
Oh, I hate that
There's
dump.
nothing to do.
That is a dump. Oh, and it's hotter than hell during the summer, and everyone's ugly, and it sucks. I hate the Valley. What a dump.
So you're telling them you shouldn't have a threesome there because everybody's ugly?
Yeah.
If you're going to have a threesome, don't do it in the Valley.
Yeah, there
No,
you go.
the women from the Valley are good looking, but they're stupid, but they're good looking.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, people from the Valley are good looking. They're just dumb. You know, it's I don't know what it is. It's like too many like bovine growth hormone in the McDonald's burgers. I don't know what it does, but the women have big racks at 13 years old. Everyone's good looking. It's just they're dumb as stumps over there. All right, Kyle.
Callus emergency.
Okay, dude. I like whack off a whole lot.
Cool.
And
Yeah, me too.
And like
Then you get
my Johnson is like chapped almost. I don't know. It's all like dry and.
You might want to use some lubrication, dude.
Do you use lotion when you do it?
Nah.
You're going for the dry run, huh?
Yeah, 'cause like I don't know. I don't like to clean up stuff.
You don't like to clean up stuff?
You kind of have to at the end, don't you?
Yeah. What comes out of your confetti?
That'd be rad, wouldn't it? Confetti
Silly
coming out of your...
Oh, man, that silly string would be awesome.
I know.
Especially around New Year's, really use that penis for something.
Once again, I would never leave the house.
Hey, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to, how many times a day are you good for?
Well, on the weekdays, it's usually like 3 times, and on the weekends, it's anywhere from like 4 to 7.
All right, that's pretty healthy average. But, he's 16, he's from the Valley. He's probably about average.
Are you sexually active?
No.
No, who has time at that busy masturbatory schedule? See if you can squeeze a woman in between his 6th and 7th on Saturday.
I'm a little tired.
Okay, so...
And believe me, after you're done having yourself for like the 6th time, a couple of supermodels could walk in nude and you'd be like, honey, you're blocking the set. Get out of the way. Come on. What do you think this is? He's got to use a little lubrication. I think maybe he should slow down a little, and he should use a little lubrication.
Right. I'm less concerned as he has not exposed his organ to the environment.
No, he hasn't seen anything but his hand. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I don't know why he talks the way that's a little
he's from the Valley.
There.
Oh,
maybe
he's
he's
from the Valley. Stupid.
Okay.
I think he just strained himself.
Yeah, and Liz, and I swear, don't be careful. Not everything is a good lubricant. That's what I want to say. Prel, different. All guys have had a run-in with shampoo. Guys think anything that's liquid is a lubricant, and that's when they run into trouble.
Avoid vapor rub at all costs.
That's right. Sarah?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah, I have a question because I want to know why my boyfriend dumped me after 1 month. I think it's because I had oral sex with him on the 3rd date, but I wanted to know, was that a part of it? I mean, he broke up with me because he told me that I was just too different, but I want to know what that means, like in guy terms. I don't understand.
Well, most guys, it's not most guys, strategy to break up with people that provide plenty of oral sex.
Uh-huh.
At least,
How old's your
no
boyfriend?
guy I know.
How old is he? How old was he?
Oh, he's the same age as me, 17.
And you say different. How are you different?
Well, I mean, we're different because he's into computers, and I'm, like, more into politics, and he's kind of, I don't know, we were, like, different. I'm from Northern California, he's from Southern California. I used to play a lot of jokes with him, like, oh, North is better than South, and I guess he didn't like that, and I was really happy.
No, he doesn't care about any of that.
War started
Well,
over
he told
jokes
me.
like
I don't
he just tired and wants to break up, that's all.
Has he had sex yet further than oral sex?
No,
Have you?
First, and that he wants to wait till marriage.
Right. Have you had intercourse?
No, I haven't. I was almost ready to do it with him. I'm glad I didn't, but I almost did.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I had oral sex with him on the 3rd day, but I don't know, was that like part of it, like the reason? I don't know.
He's probably a little more conservative than you, but I would really chalk this one up to the whole Northern Southern California thing. I mean, that's a pretty big hurdle to get over. They talk about the difficulties of interracial dating, but they never talk about being from the northern part of a state and the southern part of the state, and you can't get past that. Whether we're talking about Iowa, New Jersey, or California, someone from the north, the other guy from the south. It's a civil war. That's really what's going on.
Well, just never date anybody from New Jersey anyway.
This is a great I mean, this is a great example of what it means to be 17. Those kind of things, it sounds really quite ridiculous what attracts one person to the other, and that's why it's not a good idea to start having sex, and which really attaches people.
Listen, calm down with the anti-sex message for a second.
No, I'm saying...
Just say this because we got to go to break. When somebody breaks up with you, especially when you're 16, 17 years old, they just want to break up. Right. They can say it's because you're into computers and I'm into politics or whatever nonsense they want to put forward. But the bottom line is don't question it. They want to break up. Get over it. Move on.
Do you even want a chance of those two having a baby?
Quiet down.
They don't. Want to be having
We're going to attempt to have a baby in the parking lot after the show.
Well, and you'll be delivering it, buddy. Out of your own.
I will be
just
delivering
like the alien, right out of your own.
I will be delivering the mail. Yeah. Don't you worry. You just hold
the
still.
Man coming.
You just hang on to the towel bar. We'll be back after this.
The towel bar be up your...
All right, calm down now. Come on. What about your Hippocratic oath? We'll be back. Loveline. Wayne, Tony, and Ken are all here from Static X. They're going to be doing a little tour with Powerman 5000. I'll give the dates in the 11 o'clock hour. We'll also hear something else off the Wisconsin Death Trip CD. Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew, 1-800-LVE-191. Snoop Dogg later on in the week, so you'll want to check that out.
In the hell.
And Mark is 16 and on the phone. Mark?
Yeah, I'm 18 actually.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it says that. I just screwed it up.
Okay. Yeah, I got these two like white sores in my mouth. Actually, I get them like kind of frequently, and they're like kind of like pitted out, and they hurt really bad. And I don't know what they are, but I don't know what I can do to get rid of them. But
sound like canker sores. Have you had a doctor look at them?
They're kind of like canker sores, I guess. No, I haven't had them looked at, but they're like reoccurring, you know?
Yeah, canker sores commonly are, and
I've heard you can like take like lysine and stuff to make them better, but
yeah,
it really helps. And I've had the ones I have right now. I've had for like 4 or 5 days, and they're not going away, and they're really painful.
Right. There are various. I've read articles where they advocate swishing tetracycline in your mouth. I mean, not that I'm advising you to do that, but whenever there are multiple very diverse treatments for something, usually there's not one treatment that works real well. And so the important thing, though, is there are different things that can cause sores in your mouth, and you should have somebody look at it, because as with your skin, any kind of lesion really has to be visualized and sometimes cultured, sometimes take a scraping of it to tell exactly what's causing it, and the treatment would be very different if it were a virus, because it's thought that...
Right, who's he go to? Like an ear, nose, and throat guy?
Really a family practitioner, internist, or emergency department. That's
don't go to the emergency room.
Right, I know, and I'm not advocating that, but I mean, very commonly, yeah, about half of what we see is not an emergency. So.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, you work at the ER. Half the people in there shouldn't be in there, right?
Yeah,
Three-quarters?
Or there's some psychiatric... underpinnings.
But did you see them in order of importance, the severity?
Yeah.
And who figures that out? Because
the triage nurse.
Can she be bought?
No.
I mean, well, I mean, can we grease her palm just a little bit? What's she making
nurse,
a week?
This really hurts.
What? Yeah.
And then if you have the...
And she's like, how bad? And you're like, reaching a wallet. It hurts about $40. What do you think?
And then, of course, the radio runs when the ambulance calls come in. Those bypass the triage nurse, and they come back to the...
Yeah, see, to me, it's like, I've been to the emergency room a few times, and I want it to be first come, first serve. I don't care if I got a splinter in my big toe and some guy comes in riddled with bullet holes. It's like, buddy, I've been here for 2 hours.
There's lots of guys
just sit down and bleed until I get my splinter taken out.
Here's a sponge. Sit down.
Yeah, here's some bed sheets. Make yourself a tourniquet. Oh, man, I used to go to nothing but, like, free clinics and, county USC and stuff. You just sit there for hours while people die next to you and, hobos vomit up stuff. I mean, it's such a... It's just, it is. I went to emergency room once with a throat that was so swollen and so red that I was having trouble breathing and stuff, and I sat there for about 2 hours, and I just limped home. All right, Anderson.
Yeah, want some cheese to go with that wine?
Ryan? The point is, I got up and left. You guys were so slow.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're 23.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, got a kind of a situation. My girlfriend can have an orgasm in 30 seconds when she's in the bathtub under the nozzle, you know?
Right.
But when I could do just about anything you ask, and no dice.
She called last time I was here.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
All right.
Okay, so the situation is girlfriend masturbates in the tub, has an orgasm in 30 seconds. With Ryan, he does everything, including oral sex, Ryan?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, nothing?
Nothing. Well, I mean, she says she gets close, but, you know, she can't.
Close but no cigar, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the size of the cigar, by the way? Just just out of curiosity.
It's fair. I mean, I'm nothing.
Fair on the radio means small. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're on the radio. You better go jumbo. Come on, who's going to call you? Yeah, you want me to put it on? It's in the next room. It bats a lot of college basketball, so it's in the next room watching Sports Center. But I think I can coax it back in here if I hold if I hold some food out or something. I can leave a trail of popcorn. It should come back. All right, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Ryan, see if we can figure out a way to give his gal an orgasm. Static X here. We'll be back after this.
Back once again with it.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. We'll be right back before you know it.
It's the Loveline. We're going to take ourselves just a little 10-second break, and we'll be back with more of the program in just 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio Station.
KNRK Camas, Portland.
An Intercom radio station.
All right, it's back with more Loveline. Dr. Bruce is filling in for Dr. Drew, but don't worry, he's perfectly qualified. Static X is our guest tonight.
And we're not qualified.
Wayne, but they sure are qualified to rock. Wayne, Tony, and Ken. Hey, that's a good name for an album.
Qualified to rock.
Sounds like one of those late night compilation.
Yeah.
Only available through the special TV album.
Speaking of compilations, we are on a KTEL compilation now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, it's called Qualified to Rock.
No, it's called it's got some evil name like Grinding Through, or I don't know what it's called. It's got a bunch of heavy bands on it. But
Grinding Loins.
I thought it was pretty cool. We got asked to be on KTEL.
Yeah.
And that was when I first heard of Black Sabbath. Was on a KTEL compilation.
Yeah, but if you remember right, all those KTEL things, they were all at different speeds or whatever. You could play it and you'd be like, why doesn't this sound like Black Sabbath?
Well, they used to cover the song. Yeah. So that the song sounded
sometimes they did that
sort of close, but there was something a little bit off, and you realize it was the same band doing all the songs. But I think they've done away with that. I think the population has demanded that. And Static X can be found on what was it?
I can't remember what it's called.
Grinding Through the Millennium, or Grind Your Head.
I don't know.
You know what I like about those commercials is when they do them, they have a bunch of actors who are sort of would be at the club that band would be playing at, except for it's never quite right. There's not enough of them. The budget isn't high enough. I always just think, just show us the goddamn songs so we can either buy it or not and go home. I don't need to see stuff up. They're miserable. I'm aching, and I'm thinking to myself, do they think we're not going to know what a cold is unless we see somebody with a cold, or do we actually think this actor has a cold? What are they trying to convey? You know what I mean? I've had a stuffed up nose with congestion and achiness and fever, and I'll take their product if it works on that. I don't need to see someone who's stopped up and achy.
Although, you got to admit, it would be pretty funny to have a beer commercial if there was just somebody really wasted. Just cans laying around him, and he's watching wrestling.
It really, that's a very good point, because it's the only commercial where they don't absorb the product.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I would buy a beer if I thought it got me loaded better, and that should be an angle. Screw where the water comes from, or the choice hops, or the barley. I want one that gets you effed up.
That's it. It should say.
They should be pushing the alcohol.
Yeah.
What about the gal
Joe's
walking
beer
to the
really
guy's
gets you
house
drunk.
with a six-pack? I'm always thinking.
The what?
There's a woman knocking at the
Yeah,
door.
the hot-looking chick who shows up at the apartment with the six-pack.
You're thinking, what a...
Well, first of all, the hot woman shows up at anybody's house in real life. She's going to get in for free. She doesn't have to bring the six-pack. I mean,
No. She can bring a bucket of vomit. We're letting her in. I mean,
come on in.
Hey, brought the vomit. Great, set that down.
Beer's right over there.
The other good thing in beer commercials is they act like there's just one six-pack and you got to get it. Meaning, I bought this six-pack I put on. Now, my roommate, he's outside, and we're on the third story, and he's on a trampoline, and he's going to bounce off the roof of the neighboring building to try to get up to the third story to grab it. It's like, hey, how about you just go down to the Circle K, plop down $3 and get your own six-pack? Mm-hmm. It's always that one six-pack. He wants my beer.
Well, you know, much
I'm
like
put a guard by the refrigerator so he won't get it.
Much like the North-South thing a while ago, many civil wars have started because of a six-pack of beer.
I think you could go to work for one of these companies. Wisconsin Death Trip is the name of the CD. Static X is the band. I'll
go to that one because
take
it's a segue.
Take a call for the band. Derek?
Hey.
Hey.
Adam, I just gotta say one thing. The man show's awesome, and you're my role model.
Thank you.
Hey, what about me?
Yeah, you too. Static X, you're awesome. And I want to know, how'd you guys get your name?
It's really hard to come up with a name. It seems like all the good ones have been taken. It took us a long time to come up with that name, but we just took the word static just because we thought it was a cool word, and it kind of has two meanings. It could mean something is static when it's just totally still, or it could just mean like chaos, like like static on the radio or something.
Yeah.
And the X, it just sounds cool. It's like extreme or experimental.
And it means no guitar solos. X out the guitar solos.
All right, Derek.
Okay.
You playing a band?
No, I'm trying to make one now.
All right, let me give you the name of the band once you start it, all right?
Okay.
If it's a heavy metal band.
Okay.
Narthex. It is. No one has used it to the best of my knowledge, and that's just a rockin' band. Narthex. It's supposed to be. I think it's the name of the cross, like where it crosses. You know where the
intersection,
where the intersection on the cross is. That's what I hear, and that's heavy.
That is.
Yeah. They rock that Narthex.
Nimrod.
Michelle.
Yeah.
You're 16.
15.
I'm sorry. I keep doing that tonight.
It's okay.
What's up?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I was at my boyfriend's house tonight, and we were laying on his bed, and he was fingering me, and my arms went numb. They fell asleep. And we weren't, in a position where he was cutting off the circulation of my arm, or I was in an awkward position. I was flat on my back.
Mm-hmm. Like one of those Spock-like pressure points.
How long did that last?
Well, actually, he was only going at it for about 5 minutes, and then we got interrupted by his little brother knocking on the door.
Oh.
So I had to stop, and I figured out because I can't button up my shirt. My arms are numb.
Both arms?
Yeah, both.
Yeah. Now, were you...
You're hyperventilating.
Yeah, were you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it was, actually my first time.
Were you getting close to orgasm?
I don't think so, but it was going on for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then my arms just went numb.
Yeah, because, sometimes when people are getting into sex, their breathing changes, they hyperventilate, and then their extremities kind of go numb. Sometimes even go temporarily blind.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't hyperventilating. I was breathing a little bit harder, but...
Well, hyperventilating is not something you're conscious of. Many people that hyperventilate, you have to show them an actual measurement of the gases in their blood for them to believe it. So it's not something that you have to be... That's panting, not panting, but it's you're getting rid of carbon dioxide in your blood more efficiently than normal. Dropping that level changes some of the... Who's that?
I've never heard that sound before. What was that?
That's somebody in the other room.
Is that what a woman sounds like when she's... Interesting.
Yeah. How old's your boyfriend?
He's 15, too.
Okay. All right. So, Michelle, it was probably that.
All right, so it's normal and everything?
Yeah, would pass the dangerous radio doctor, I think it's okay.
Take it easy.
Try not any
breathe
tingling
next
around your
time.
lips, or
And just remember, his arm's probably numb too now. So.
Yeah. All right, Michelle.
All right, thanks.
That's what that is, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I forgot to get back to Ryan, by the way. Pardon me for belching, who's 23 and was talking about his girlfriend who has an orgasm in 30 seconds when she's in the tub under the water, right?
Right.
But when she's with you, when she's topside on land, nothing, right?
Yeah, well, not nothing. I mean, she says she gets close, but she can't finish otherwise.
Right. And there's a fair amount of women who do this, and they never seem to have any trouble in the tub, though. I love that.
No, not at all.
Women love the tub. I don't even think it's the water. I was talking about this last week. I think it's just the tub. They love the
the feel of the cold porcelain.
No, women, women like go shopping and go, oh, that'd be good in the tub. We'll get that for the tub. Then I'll put that in the tub. I'll put that next to the tub. I'll put that in the tub. I'll dump some of these oils into the tub. It's going to be great. It's going to smell good. Yeah. Then I'm going to light some candles and get in the tub.
That's why Bed Bath & Beyond is so huge right now.
in this case, she's able to stimulate the specific place that she knows works, and she's doing it herself, and she's probably been doing this for a long time and gotten very good at it. And how long have you been going out with her?
About 6 months.
Okay, so how's the relationship? I mean, you getting along well?
The relationship is really good.
Maybe she needs to stop doing that for a while and work on the technique with you.
Okay.
Why don't you go in there and watch her?
Yeah.
And
I have, and and that is really good, and I have a good time with that, but it's just not quite the same.
Yeah, well, problem...
I mean, you watch her to learn where exactly she's stimulating herself, and then you can do it.
Yeah, turn the hose on her, yeah.
In this case, we know the mechanical, everything's working, so that's good.
Yeah, but the problem with the water is I could see if she was manually stimulating herself with her fingers or something, and you could go, all right, well, there's a sweet spot. I'll just go ahead and sort of replicate that with my finger or my tongue or whatever it is I'm using. But water... It's kind of hard to compete with that because you can never really replicate
he
that.
should at least go in there and be a part of what she's doing and enjoy it. And then if she needs to finish off with that, then that's all good,
How does she feel? Is she real concerned about it, or is she just watching your frustration?
I put him on hold.
Oh, you put him on hold. Well,
yeah, I mean, who cares? Wes?
Yo.
You're 15.
Yeah, on Saturday, me and my girlfriend decided to have sex. And, when time came up, after I had the condom on and everything, I couldn't get it up.
And, were you up before you tried to put the condom on?
No, I was, the whole time, I was trying to get it up, she's like, I asked my friend, he was sitting outside, and I was like, dude, how do you get it up? She's like, dude, you're dirty, man, you're dirty. I was like...
Wait a minute, your friend was standing outside while...
Yeah, he didn't want to go out. I said, dude, you can, come in here and watch or whatever. He's like, dude, you're dirty, and he sat outside and just got McDonald's and stuff.
Your friend was outside of the room while you were trying to lose your virginity.
Yeah.
And how was your girlfriend with him being outside the room that way?
She was cool. She's not a virgin, but she done pornos and stuff before.
How old is she?
She's 14.
Oh,
and she's done pornos.
Yeah.
What do you mean she's done pornos before?
Well, she claims she's done one of them before, and her friend was videotaping, and she's it's okay with people looking and stuff when we're doing it.
Oh boy!
So she was molested on tape. That's great. Maybe we could find the film and do something about it. But listen,
try to sell it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
doctors don't do things like
that on the internet,
especially if it's autographed.
Yeah, we can get $20 on eBay.
Listen, Wes. I mean, sex is a wonderful thing, and it should be part of a committed relationship. And it sounds like your brain and your penis is a little smarter than the one upstairs in this case, because it knows not to proceed with the functional.
Your little head's smarter than your bigger one.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly scared and confused.
Right.
I don't know how smart it is.
Oh, okay, well, need it. But Wes, a lot of problems here. I mean, this girl has real problems, and you're just contributing to it. You just want to lose your virginity. That's the only reason for the act. It's not the way.
Maybe he loves her. Do you love her, Wes?
Well, you can say that. She's been through a lot, and I've been through the same things, and...
All right.
Have you been to a counselor? Have you I mean, really, it's losing your virginity. It's you watch a movie and it's like it's a big joke, but it's a serious thing, and it takes a lot of your nervous system has to have a lot of things going correctly for the plumbing to work, so to speak. And maybe it's just saying, hey, this isn't the right time, this isn't the right place, this isn't the right person.
Hey, Wes?
Yeah?
Yeah, don't freak yourself out too much, though, because it's never going to work.
It's got nothing to do with, you have
His penis is never going to work.
Listen,
here's the deal. You got about a 50-50 chance of your Johnson going along with the plan your first time out of the chute. It's a coin toss, about 50-50. Here's the problem. If it doesn't work the first time, the second time, it's now 90-10. Because it had that bad experience the first time. I mean, if you didn't get it up the first time, the second time, you ain't going to get it up for sure. I don't know why the penis has to have this attitude problem, but it seems to. We talk to guys like this all the time. The last encounter they have is weighing into the next encounter. And if it was successful, they go in with a certain amount of momentum. And if it wasn't...
It's like it feels depressed because of its past failure, and it doesn't want to even attempt it the second time around.
Yeah. Right. It's not a confident penis.
Right.
But this is a tragic situation, really. I mean, this 14-year-old girl has been in a porno film. That is horrible. That's a molestation.
Well, she hasn't. Here's what happened. One of her
somebody videotaped her, but she shouldn't be... who knows who she's having sex with, and this guy just wants to lose his virginity.
And by the way, with everybody having a video camera and a VCR these days,
just about everyone's been.
Isn't everybody being one? I mean, you think about it though. When you're 16 years old, 15 years old, you get yourself a girlfriend, you start getting it on, and there's a camcorder in the next room. I mean, do the math. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but
it's going to happen
down to the
more
corner
and more
video
and more.
store and buy it. That's a different story.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Well, I think they just taped it. But I think one of the other things that we forgot to tell this kid, too, is I think he was worried about the condom actually being the cause of the problem of him not being able to get it up. And
that probably was
make sure you have a condom. That's not it.
You were just nervous. It's your first time. There's a lot to be nervous about. Your friend is sitting outside the door listening. It's just...
Right.
You were just nervous. Don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, next time just try it without your friend outside or something.
You know what I tell people? I know this sounds ridiculous, and most of the things I say sound ridiculous, but this is one of my good ideas, along with the venereal crotch-sniffing dogs that I'm going to train. These are the two things I'm very passionate about. What I'm talking about is guys should, especially guys that are, kind of in the rookie phase with the ladies who plan on putting a condom on, they got a beautiful boner going the whole night, then it's stop, let me put the condom on, the penis isn't cooperating, the night's screwed up. I would practice putting the condom on when I was alone. I would take 3 or 4 condoms, I'd put them on the side of the bed, and for a few nights, before I went to bed, when I was having at myself, I'd stop right in the middle, put the condom on, and keep going. That way, the penis gets used to stopping, having the condom put on. It's not frightened.
When you were how old?
Practice.
This was...
I do this
later on. This is now.
Yeah, do this now.
Yeah, okay, so... But really, he shouldn't have to...
All right.
At 14 and 15, I know I've heard Drew
don't
say
have
the
sex.
Brain circuitry is not all there for experiencing the sex act completely, and the girls, a 14-year-old girl, she is simply being victimized. I mean, she's not even experiencing.
All right, we're all going to hell. Joe? Joe, hang up.
Fell asleep.
Is he snoring?
I like... Here, we've had white dots. I want some orange dots here. There we go.
All right, I think Joe's taking a nap. We'll try to get back with him. Alex?
I got these, orange dots on my penis. They're just, in one spot.
Have you washed it?
I washed it and everything like that.
Is that Cheetos joke I used to hear?
Wash your hands after snacking.
Yeah, you might want to keep your penis out of the Cheetos bag.
Okay, seriously, you're 13. Have you been sexually active? Is there a chance that you've contracted something?
I haven't been sexually active. It's just, masturbate.
All right. So it wouldn't be... It wouldn't
masturbate?
Whether it's orange or...
It wouldn't be a venereal disease.
No. Sometimes folliculitis, where there are little hairs at the base of the penis, there's some inflammation. There are various normal variants. Again, there's nothing like having the doctor take a look at exactly what we're discussing, because there are so many different types of skin problems you can have. But at 13 years old, I doubt it's the
sexually
masturbation.
active.
It's not
All right.
sexually active.
Don't worry about it. Stop obsessing. Brett?
Yeah.
Run it off.
Well, I have...
You're 19. What's going on? You have what?
I have 24-hour erections. They won't go away.
So, by the way, if you have a 24-hour erection, doesn't that mean a 48, a 72, and just a lifetime worth of erection?
So it never goes down?
Or do you mean...
all day I have an erection, then, like, I'll wake up the next morning, it'll be gone. It happens, like, once or twice a week.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a woman? Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No. That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame. You know, it's like walking around with a 5-gallon bucket of gas and not having a car. Just dragging it around all day and never having any kind of car. So you walk around with this boner and nothing to do with it.
Do you have nocturnal emissions? Do you have...
I have had them before, but...
And do you masturbate on a regular basis, or...?
Not that much. Like,
what if you masturbate? What if you masturbate with this erection? Will it go away?
No.
No. That's bad, because after you're done masturbating, you don't want to see that thing.
Is this a sudden change, or has this always been this way, or...
Just the past few months.
Okay.
You taking anything?
No.
What's that called? Priapism?
Yeah.
Well, priapism, he doesn't have. Priapism, the erection's there, and you have to have surgery, too.
Isn't it kind of painful, too?
Horrible, yeah. It's very painful.
You have the surgery for what?
To the engorgement of the blood in the tissues require surgery to get the blood out, essentially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there are certain medications that can cause that. It can.
All right. So what's causing this?
I don't know. Tell you the truth. I would talk to your family physician. I would suspect you'd refer you to a urologist. And
well, I'm in a wheelchair, so it's not that big of a problem. Like, no one can really see it, but I just want to know if it's probably harmful or...
Okay, what other...
Why in a wheelchair? You just
I have
lazy or...
dystrophy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, that's...
Well, some kids just, they just don't want to work.
Yeah.
You're not on any medication.
I always wanted to get one of those, electric ones.
So,
hey, if you want to try my wheelchair, I'll be at your concert at Portland.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Make sure you come up and say hi. I know a couple of girls that would probably like to meet you.
Does, yeah. So you have muscular dystrophy, so you're in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And are you on any medication or anything for that could cause this?
No, my disease is like a joke. They never, like, when I go in, they're just like, oh, hi, it's nice to see you. Been waiting for 2 hours. Out the door. There's nothing we can really do.
That's it?
What about Jerry Lewis? Doesn't he do something for this?
Yeah, supposedly there's studies going on, but it's kind of like a crapshoot at the moment.
Yeah,
I've seen nothing.
And how does it manifest itself other than you being in the wheelchair?
Well, it started when I was about 9, and it's progressively my muscles became weaker and weaker to the point where I had to get in a wheelchair. Like, I'd be walking around and, like, someone barely tapped me, I fall over and I can't get back up, so...
Can you experience sensation and stuff when you have an orgasm?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all right. You're fine. But now you still got to roll into a urologist and figure out what's going on with the penis, right?
Okay.
You think it's connected to the MD?
Oh boy, I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I'm not an expert at muscular dystrophy. It's a progressive muscle degeneration that occurs, and it's a terminal problem. But
could it be that it affects the blood flow in some way? In that sense,
certainly could. It's the nervous system shouldn't be affected there, but he has, I guarantee, he has a couple of physicians that he sees on a regular basis, and any change like that needs to be followed up right away.
Daniel?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yeah.
All right. Is your voice changing right now?
Huh?
Okay. What's going on?
I wanted to know if masturbation causes acne.
Can it cause acne?
On your penis, you mean?
No, on my face.
No.
Well, if you hit yourself in the face, it can cause... No, but I got pink eye once.
But with puberty...
I told that son of a bitch to point it the other way, but, they always say the same thing. Don't worry about it. Just relax.
I'll tell you when it's coming.
I also want to know when the Snoop Dogg coming.
Snoop Dogg is coming in at the end of the week.
Do you have pretty severe acne?
Huh?
Do you have a real problem with acne?
Yeah.
And do you see a doctor and get any medication for that?
No.
Okay, there's really good medication available, and it's in this day and age. If you have access to a physician, which everybody should, there's great treatment for it. So,
here's
both acne and masturbation.
Here's my take on this.
Puberty, though.
Everyone thought, everyone thinks, fried food or chocolate or masturbating or cleaning your skin or whether drinking a lot of water. But the bottom line is I always knew people who got zits and ones that didn't. And the ones that got zits didn't seem to do anything any different than the ones that didn't. It was a total sort of genetic crapshoot. I knew kids that they would wash M&Ms down with Yoo-Hoo and then rub a Big Mac on their face. They wouldn't actually eat the Big Mac; they'd just rub it on their face, and they wouldn't get a zit. And then there are guys who are constantly, they're cleaning their face, they're drinking all water, and everything. They got zits. That's just a genetic hand that you get dealt, right?
Actually, I have a theory behind it, and I mean I wouldn't tell everybody to try this, but I had the same problem until I was junior and senior in high school, and then when I started skipping classes, I noticed that it pretty much cleared up. So I think it's actually the fluorescent lights in school.
Interesting.
That causes.
It's probably the stress related.
Yeah. No, actually, I think it's the fluorescent lights. I think
there's
that allow you to get out in the world a little bit.
When I was a kid,
Not that we're advocating for you to drop out of school.
Don't skip classes.
I was getting radiation
for
treatment for it. When I was a kid, they did it to everybody, and a lot of people.
Everyone
got thyroid.
had zits.
Everybody who had zits who had insurance.
Really?
The doctor,
you got radiation?
Wow. They had a low level of radiation. The theory was that would decrease the amount of inflammation, I guess. And there are some people that had many treatments developed thyroid cancer because of the proximity to the thyroid. So there have been a lot of theories. And
all right, but the deal is you can get on Accutane, you can use some over-the-counter junk, you can deal with it now.
Accutane is just amazing. For people that have the inflammatory
it's a nightmare. Yeah. I had, once I put one time I was working with Bondo, the stuff you put on your car, fenders, and Bondo's two parts: a catalyst and a drying agent, or a catalyst and a whatever the Bondo material is. And I was reading the ingredients. The thing said 90% benzoyl peroxide on there because it's the drying agent that cures the Bondo. So I thought to myself, hey, if what am I buying this Clearasil crap for with the 5 and 10% when I got the 90% right here? So I put some of this Bondo catalyst on my face.
Dry your face
really
off.
Yeah, I did. Hell yes. 90% benzoyl peroxide.
What was the other 10%?
Get it at Pep Boys.
Lie.
It was
sulfuric acid.
It was the hepatitis is what the other 10% was. That's what it says. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. Static X is our guest tonight. We'll hear something off CD, and we'll be back after this. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce sitting in for Dr. Drew. Perfectly qualified, and no reason not to take his advice. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Snoop Dogg in later on in the week. Static X is here tonight. You can find him in Seattle on the 28th, and then I'll just list the cities, and then pretty much the dates I'll just keep going up numerically. Portland on the 29th, and San Francisco. L.A., they'll be 2nd and 3rd. They'll be in here for 2 days. Then Atlanta on the 12th. 15th, they'll be in Washington, D.C. This is, of course, in February. New York on the 18th, Cincinnati on the 23rd, Detroit on the 25th, on the 27th, Columbus, Ohio, and then on the 1st of March, they'll be in Chicago, and they'll be out with Power Man 5000. That's right. Okay. Gina.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yes.
What's up?
I had a question. I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to have a serious relationship because I have a lot of casual sex. Is this true? Is this going to, affect me in some way, or?
Well, the casual sex won't cause you not to have a serious relationship, but the reason you're having a lot of casual sex will cause you not to have a serious relationship.
Okay.
Well, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Whoa. Call again.
Thank you, drive through.
What's gone on in the past?
Well, I had a relationship before. It was a long relationship of 2 years, but it was a complete mess. He cheated on me, I cheated on him. It was a bunch of crap.
Yeah, what was your relationship with your dad like?
My dad doesn't live with me.
No, when you're 2 years old, 3 years old.
Well,
when you were much younger, what
she
about?
cheated on him when she was 2.
Yeah.
What?
No, just what was your home life like? What was it like when you were growing up and when you were younger than that?
I grew up with my mom, a single-parent family.
Uh-huh.
So my dad was never in the picture.
Uh-huh. So he basically abandoned the family.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what goes on.
Okay.
Your dad abandoned you, so relationships are kind of tough because you're scared the guy's going to abandon you. So you don't really get into anything serious where you can be vulnerable. You get into a whole host of casual things and one-night stands where you never have to experience that pain of loss again that you already experienced when your dad abandoned you so early on in life. So,
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you gone to a counselor before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to kind of talk to a shrink or read a book or something, work it out a little bit.
You'll continue to sabotage things.
Or you do what I do, which you actually read at the shrink. I'll bring the race form in sometimes. You don't like it, but I'm like, hey, listen, Four Eyes, I'm giving you $90. Relax. If I want to look at the race form, I look at the race form. It's my form of therapy.
So, Gene, are you comfortable with that concept? I mean, does that make sense enough for you to do something about it, or is it like, well?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go to counseling or anything.
All right, good. Waller in your own self-created hell for the rest of your life.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think?
Like, all right.
Maybe your mom had a lot of boyfriends. Do you think it's environment? She just grew up that way, and so she's used to that.
You know, one thing Freud said about the relationship with the opposite sex parent, having a real bearing on your future relationship. I mean, that does seem to bear out, or the lack of a relationship having dire consequences.
Here's the bottom line. People are pretty easy and they're pretty consistent, and it's just sort of easy math. Everybody loves to turn psychology into some sort of mystic, esoteric something that either you subscribe to or you don't. You people are deluding yourselves. I sit here night after goddamn night. I hear the same question every goddamn night, and I know what the answer is before they get the question out of their mouth. I know what the situation is. If you're a young girl, especially women, and dad has cut out on the family, you got serious abandonment issues, and it's going to make all relationships after that with a guy, it's going to factor in quite heavily. You will either not get into serious relationships, and the serious ones you get into, you will get him to abandon you by cheating on him or acting out in some way so that you can sort of recreate that dance of your youth. Now, a lot of people don't believe in therapy, or they don't believe in psychology, or they think they're going to will themselves through this, or they think they're going to go to church and pray on it. You people will lock yourselves into this syndrome and waller in it for a good 10 to 15 years, and that's minimum. Your only shot, get a little therapy, read a few books. That's it. Or you can just be damned to repeat the same mistakes over and over in your life, whatever they are. Whether it's your dad abandoning you or whatever it is, we're all doomed.
Well, and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with hardwiring. When you're 0 to 3 years old, a lot of things happen in your brain. Some of these you have a window of opportunity for growth to occur in certain parts of the brain. The relationship with the mother is critical for that growth to occur. And so finding out what exactly was going on the first 3 years of life is really important. Sometimes to determine, when you have problems with kids that are violent as they get into school and later on, and have real trouble with relationships, et cetera, you can sometimes correlate it with some of the development.
All right, but the point is you have to undo what has been done to you, and that's got to be done in a therapeutic process.
Right.
And there you go. Thank you. Stephanie?
Yeah?
And all you idiots who become born again, please, don't worry.
Where did that
You'll
come
be
from?
shooting smack within a week. Because people are lazy, and what they do is they go the easy route, they go the God route. Anything but go and confront what the real issues are. And so they just find Jesus Christ. That keeps them on the straight and narrow for a little while, but don't worry, they'll be back.
It's kind of shifting. Well, it's kind of like shifting your addiction anyway at that point.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, it's like 1 minute it's heroin, the next minute you're smacking me in the head with the Bible.
I go through the same thing with my patients. A healthy relationship with Christ is fine.
Right,
A healthy relationship with a 12-step program. But the people that are fanatics or addicts to their program or their belief are not the people to judge Christ by or to judge an AA program by. And that's very difficult to, without
All right, listen, I'm not saying Christ was a bad guy. He had a few valid points. I'm willing to concede that. Stephanie? You're 15.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, I seem to be attracted to really chaotic relationships.
All right.
Like, there was this girl, she's like a close friend of mine, and she had this boyfriend who would kind of push her around, and actually he wound up getting her pregnant, and I was really attracted to him, and I felt really guilty about it, but...
Right. Well,
there was just something...
Did you ever act on it?
No, I didn't, because I'm not very aggressive.
Well, you know, having feelings and reacting to things and acting on them are totally different things. That was a horrible statement. I didn't even know what it meant myself. I really got to get some sleep. Here's what I'm saying. You can have fantasies and you can have notions and that kind of thing, but if you don't act on them, you're all right. And if you don't think you're going to act on them, you're all right.
But the thing is I wish I could act on them.
Well, but there's something inside you that is saying this is wrong, I'm not going to do it.
But you're attracted back to what you... I mean, did you have a pretty chaotic home when you were a kid? Was there...
Yeah, you could say that.
How could I say that? What's the story?
I don't even live with my parents anymore. My mom was addicted to heroin, and my dad kind of abandoned the whole family. Now I live with my aunt.
Right. See, okay, you don't... do you feel like... What do you feel like it's going to take to get you to the point where you're not attracted to the chaos? Because that becomes a problem, because then it's hard to get where you want to go with a healthy, normal relationship.
I'm kind of at the point where I don't even want to not be attracted to it. I kind of enjoy it.
Run with it. Yeah, and that's, again, you get sort of hardwired. Your brain is set up to function in the environment that it developed in, sort of. And it takes a program, not just counseling, go sitting in somebody's office, laying on the couch, telling about dreams, but it takes work, and sometimes to have somebody that helps you with a plan, they can sit down with you and say, okay, this is how you got where you are, and this is what we can work on with you so that you can get healthy. And it gives you the opportunity to have a plan that you can work on.
And Stephanie, you got to work on that plan, because the junkie mom and the abandoning dad, this is a disaster. I mean, you got to work on this.
And you have a certain number of years. Drew was telling me at one point. He said, you have until you're 45 to work through some of these personality issue type things. And I'm 44, so I'm sitting looking at him like, I got a year left.
You mean what? Before they're locked in? It's like some kind of emotional Logan's Run or something.
I'm not. No, but really, there is a window of opportunity again, and maybe it's the energy that you
come on, consolidate, buddy.
She's like
2-hour
she's
show.
like 15. I mean, where's she gonna get therapy at 15? Who's she gonna talk to?
Well, we should ask her.
Counselor at school, church. And here's what you can do too for those of you who can't afford counseling and everything. Just don't act out. You have an impulse, stay home. You know what I mean? Yes.
It's really easy to know the difference between right and wrong.
And they know, they just can't control their impulses.
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best thing our callers could do is nothing most of the time. That will keep them out of trouble every time. Matt?
And if you have to do something, masturbate.
That's right. You're 17.
Uh-huh.
Your girlfriend is trying to set you up to see if you're going to cheat?
Yeah, she thinks I am, but...
So she
sent one of her friends over to my house yesterday, and then her friend didn't try to hit on me or nothing, but she told me what my girlfriend was trying to do to me. And then my girlfriend told me, because we was drinking last night, and she told me, and I just got all upset and everything, and I don't know what to do about it.
All right, hold on there, man. It's interesting. And diabolical at the same time.
Yeah.
And effective. You send a good-looking chick over to a 17-year-old guy's house to try to get him to cheat. Believe me, there's going to be cheating going on.
Fair.
Yeah. We will take a little break. Static X is here. We will speak to Matt when we come back, and I promise we'll hear something off the Static X CD after this. Yep. Oh, now it started the show. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew. Wayne and Tony and Ken are all here from Static X. Wisconsin Death Trip is the name of the CD. We're going to finish this call, and then we'll hear one last cut off of that. We were speaking to Matt.
Yeah.
And so your girlfriend tried to set you up. You're 17. Tried to set you up by sending one of her attractive friends over.
Yeah.
To seduce you.
I guess, but she didn't do nothing.
And how does that work when you're 17. You see, I can see it being you being a little suspicious because it's like, hey, sailor, is that your Volkswagen that's up on cinder blocks in your parents' driveway? Yeah, I bet it is. Ooh, new Nintendo? Nice.
Is that N64?
Yeah. Your dad let me in, and he seemed like a nice guy. Offered me a Rice Krispie square. It's like an aphrodisiac for me. I mean, how's that supposed to work when you're 17?
I don't know.
Well, did she just show up at your house?
Well, yeah, she's one of my friends, too, but she just came over, like, all of a sudden, and...
Yeah.
I don't know, she didn't hit on me or nothing.
What'd she do? She spilled the beans?
No, well, a little bit. She, like, hinted around to it, and then my girlfriend told me, because we was drinking and she was getting drunk.
Well, does she have any cause to suspect that you'd be cheating?
Well, one time we broke up, but I didn't cheat on her. I like 3 girls, but... we wasn't going out, and she got all pissed off at me. And
so you did cheat, or you didn't?
No, I didn't.
You did not cheat? Okay. And is she kind of chaotic?
A little bit.
Yeah. She sounds like a handful.
She is.
All right. So how old is she?
She's 17, too.
Okay. So, Matt, here's your job. Don't get her pregnant.
Oh, I know. I thought I did once, and I got scared.
Okay. Well, good. Have that fear bleed into your next sexual encounter. So that you wear a condom, okay?
Yeah.
All right there, man.
All right.
Listen to me. All of you are going to make your share of mistakes. You're going to get hooked up with some screwy, chaotic women. You don't even know how to pick the nutty ones from the norms when you're 17. You don't even know it at 25 or 27. I mean, it's hard. I mean,
you're just happy you got
You're
one.
just along with the ride. Wow, someone's willing to hold still long enough for me to have sex? They're in. Hey, you're my girlfriend. What? Oh, I don't know how to say that in Korean. Hey, but you're my new girlfriend. That's good. Here's some money. Stay here. Well, please, love me.
This is the communication through drunkenness syndrome. They did get communication.
The point is if you get somebody pregnant, then now it's a lifetime commitment. Yeah. Do not get them pregnant, especially crazy ones.
Well,
all right, we will. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Actually, I was going to tell the guy too. Trust is a pretty important part of a relationship too. So if she doesn't trust you, maybe you need to sit down and have a talk with her.
Yeah, I'm
sober.
sure.
Dump her. Yeah, sober.
We will hear something from Static X. Now, what the hell, what are we going to hear? Are we hearing I'm with Stupid?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Wow.
Okay, you guys want to do that?
Yeah,
Off of Wisconsin Death Trip, I'm with Stupid. Thanks for the mic. That is Static X off of their gold CD, Wisconsin Death Trip. Ooh. We will also, they are on the Scream 3 soundtrack, which is coming out, I think, February 2nd, if I remember from
Tuesday.
Or the 3rd?
January 25th.
What? Oh, the soundtrack, but the movie.
The movie.
That's right. The soundtrack's out like a week before the movie comes out.
The movie comes out the 4th.
There you go. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
We about to get funky, yo.
This is Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Oh, we'll be right back.
All right, that is it. Hey, the show went fast, and that's always a good sign.
Shut my mic off.
That means that means it wasn't boring, at least to me. So that's it. Static X, thank you very much for coming in. Wisconsin Death Trip, everybody. Get that CD. These guys are officially friends of the show, and whenever we have a friend of the show, we need you to support those friends. All right, and look for them coming to a town near you and also on the Scream 3 soundtrack. Thanks again, guys.
No, thank you.
And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Bruce, who did a wonderful job tonight saying mahalo.
I'm in pain. My breasts hurt.
Well, now.
This has been Loveline. The stuff expressed on Loveline is not necessarily the stuff of the staff, management, sponsors, or anyone else, including Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingold. Now, please enjoy these birds.